Hey everybody, Snigby here from Snigby Gaming, coming back to you with Factorio. And let's see here. When we left off, we had set up a little bit of power up here. It's about a half a power array. We've got some oil up in that area too, along with the water to make it advanced oil when it comes down to that. I've got a couple of really big patches of, and very rich patches of resources here. So we'll be able to work through that a little bit. And then I've got my smelter arrays lined out and a bus starting to get created. Now on here, I went ahead and created a green circuit array. Looks like I need to add a radar down there as well. And so that was the last thing that I did, was I went down there and I created this this array. And if you'll notice, it's doing its job, but there's not a lot of iron coming through because we're still doing a lot of research up here and doing all of that. I also plopped down a mall, and the mall is doing its job to go in and create the different items out here. I thought what I could do here is if I go out and pull up the mall again, let's see if I can find that. That must not be it. Is this it? Nope, that was one of my own. So let's do this. Let's go B. KOS. Let's go up to the malls. Yeah. I want to right click on it to open. Looks like this is it. So we'll get rid of that. Oh, I see. I've got to rotate it. That's what I want to do. So I'll go ahead and rotate that a little bit. And what I can do here is I can plop it down again. So if there's anything that I've researched that needs to be added, I can go ahead and just do that. And it will update any sort of, oh, what are these called? Recipes. Yeah, it'll update all the recipes that I need to have out there. Now, if we look at our inventory, it looks like I've got a lot of good yellow belt going on. We're currently working on weapon shooting speed. So let's look at that. Needs some red circuits. So let me see if I've got a radar. I do have some radar. So first things first, let's go ahead and run down here and set up our radar. And then once we complete that, we'll move on with our day. Radar, there it is. And I could take the radar quite a ways further on down before it needs to. There we go. And right there. So I think I want to go ahead and plop this down right there, and I'll take some power poles and run this back up. Here. And since we've got some power poles here, I'll just run those down through here. All right, now if I look at the map, you'll notice I actually have visibility all the way out into this area as well. Not a lot there, but I wanted to go ahead and expand that, that coverage. Okay. So it's been a few days since I was last recording this, so let's go ahead and think about what we need to do. I believe it is time, and it looks like my mall has completed its production cycle there. Yeah, I've got red, I've got blues. Got that. Why am I not producing red science? Did I pick up my science? I think I did. That's what I did. Because I was going to throw down some science here. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and build my science array right here next to my mall. And I think the way I want to do that, let's see if I have any. I do. I've got 10 of those out there. I've already got 19. Let's put that in there. What's the best way of doing this? I can do that and then that. That gives me 20. I got 13 left. So let's go ahead and set up our science. And what we will do is we'll actually run a set of belts backwards down this this belt array and pull our science off of that. I could do that, or I could run the science across the top. I think we'll just go ahead and run that belt array backwards. So where do I want those belts to be? So we'll start here, and I want to give myself, let's see here. If I look here, no, let's look at the research tree. That's the best way of doing it. And let's search for our science pack. There we go. So if you'll notice, we have green science, we have red, we have green. And then we get up with military science, which is gray, chemical science, which is blue, production science. Then we have utility and space. So everything except the space science, I'm going to go ahead and put on a belt. So that's red, green, yellow, purple, blue, and military. That's 5 sciences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 sciences. So I need 3 full belts to make this thing work. So let's go ahead and lay out 3 belts for science. And we'll go ahead and just, we'll leave us a little walking path here. 1, 2, and 3. Now, the challenge that we have here is if I go out there and lay down my assembly machine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay these down in such a way that I can pass science between the two. That's one of the great things about this is you can actually pass science between what's going on. Now, this is really good because I can go out there and I can reach the first one. I can go out here and use a red pack to reach the second one, but for some, I can't actually fully reach out to the third one. So that's not really going to work really well unless I do this a little bit differently. What you can do is you can actually do something like that. Go ahead and put the yellow inserter here to pick up the science off of the belt, and then we can go ahead and double stack those reds. And if you'll notice, these reds this one will reach the far belt and put it in. This one will reach the middle belt and put it in, and the yellow reaches this belt and puts it in. So this is the way that we're doing that here, and then we can go ahead and run it the rest of the way. So we'll go ahead and put a couple of belts like that. And I think the best way of doing this would be just running our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come over here, leave a gap. And I should have just enough to finish this up. All right, then we can go ahead and do this. Now, honestly, it wouldn't matter if I put the inserter here, here, or here. They'd all 3 do the same thing, but it's always nice to have a little bit of symmetry in your base. And I think the way I'm doing that is I've got the yellow in the middle, like that. And I've got my two reds here and here. And then I'll come back in behind that and add the belts here in just a second. Okay, so rotate that. Yep. Am I doing that right? No, I'm not. There we go. That's the challenge. All right, so that went under, up, under, up, under. That's what we want to do. Now I need a few more of those, but we'll go ahead and drop our belts on here. And once I run back to the mall area and pick up my undergrounds, beautifulness of the mall. Now this is only picking up one. That'll be fine because when I get to the reds and then eventually blues, we'll make a few more of those. But for now, we're just stuck at this, so we'll go ahead and keep that at 50. All right, up, down, up, down, up. All right. Excuse me for the sniffles there. It's wintertime and where I'm located. I don't know if that picked everything up, but we're going to find out. There we go. Everything. We'll do that. I'll come back in here and pick these up. Oops. All right. Now if I can just go ahead and produce some science and run back over here, we'll be doing pretty darn good. Now let's decide where we're going to put our science. If I thought better, I would have put all my science at the top level here. And I could probably still do that. Oh man, that would be a mess because what I have here is in this top row, I've got my copper. I should have left another set here. Actually, did I leave another set? I think I did. Look at this. I can actually put in 3 belts right there and it doesn't get in the way of anything. And we can actually jump over it with a just like we did there. So if I go ahead and run these from here, there, and there. I think I've actually solved that problem. Yes, indeedy, I did. All right. All right. So what we need to do is jump over here to the Factorio calculator. And I want to create red science We want to go ahead and do 60 items a minute. That's 1 a second. We're going to go ahead and do that. And I also want to change my settings here. Make sure I'm in vanilla 17. My default is going to be the blue assembly machines. Right, I don't think that really matters right now. And I'm using yellow belts. So once we update that, we'll make those changes. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and do it. Just do it right. And I think I said I wanted to do red science. And so this is what I need to have. I need to have basically to get 60 items per minute, which is 1 a second. I think I only have yellow right now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I need 4 factories of... Wait, I went the wrong way. Okay, 10 factories would make 60 a minute. However, I will be upgrading these to the blue factories. This one will work at 6.7. That's 7 a second for that. We'll go ahead and take that. I also need one for making your gears. And we'll go ahead and do that. Now, did I put gears on the belt? Did I put gears on the belt? I did. So I don't need to have that. I can just go ahead and move my gears on down here. Alright. So where am I going to build this one? Alright, there's my belt. I don't know if I'll need the steel, but let's go ahead and run it down here as well. We got the belts for it. We need the copper and the iron as well. And there's the copper. All right. So let's see here what we need to put those on there. What did I say I needed? 7 builds here. So let's go ahead and drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oop, I'm out of those, and I also probably need to leave a space in between. All right, in my mall, where's the assembly machines? I know they're up there. They are. Go ahead and pick up those assembly machines. Never fear, these assembly machines, even though they're not the ones that I want right now, they will not go to waste. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't need 8, I only need 7. Yep, 7. This is how many furnaces and drills it takes for the copper. This is what you need for the iron gears. But what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and run. Basically, I think if I choose that, the recipe calls for 1 and 1. So 1 copper plate, 1 iron gear. We're doing pretty good on that. I could probably do half a belt each. Let me see on this. Yeah, I think I just need half a belt each for that, and we'll be ready to go from there. So, okay, rotate. Get my fingers on the right keys. Now, did I want to go ahead and go ahead and put the faster inserter? For symmetry stake, I'm going to go ahead and make an extra one. Won't hurt anything. It's my factory after all. There's that. And from here we want to, I need to go back in the alt mode. I believe it's shift right click, shift left click, yep. And there's that. Now for this to work, I'm going to need an extra splitter here in a second. But I want to go ahead and do that. And I want to go ahead and do that. No, that. There we go. Nope. Yeah, I think I need to do it this way. All right. So now I know where these are going to come off right there. They're going to turn north. And ta-da! That's our gears. And I am there we go. Do, 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 do. And I'm just going to side load it onto that belt there. And let's see if we can do something like so. Well, that didn't happen the way I expected it to. All right. So our red circuits are making their way through, and we look like we're doing a good job. Why is that backing up there? What is going on here? Looks like I got these backwards. There we go. All right, everybody is making science. And if you'll notice, that is the end of all of my red only science. So now I need to get the red and green. First thing I'm going to do is make those blue circuits. I'm going to make a better energy distribution, get the red belts going. Go ahead and get that going. Make the engines. And one more item here. Let's go ahead and make the landfill. All right. So right now I need to go ahead and put a break in. Next thing I'm going to do is build out some green science, and we're going to drop that here on this belt as well, right down through here, and that'll be the next thing I'm going to do. So everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoy this content, please give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time around. Everybody, have a great day.